Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So
Excellent. Okay.
So bilateral stimulation is massaging both sides of the brain. And there's a million ways that we can do this.
Hmm.
Sometimes we do it by listening. And when we listen to bilateral kind of musics, which those would be called binaural beats.
Yes, I have heard of that.
Okay, so binaural beats give the brain bilateral stimulation. So it's massaging the left brain and the right brain. So the brain that's in charge of like the language center, and then the
Hmm.
one that's more creative. Okay, so
Yes.
now when you're walking, you're naturally doing that left, right, left, right, left, right. So
That's good.
it's almost like your body is sensing this is what I need to do now, right? And so
Hmm.
that is a
Hmm.
walking meditation, a moving meditation. But you can also do bilateral stimulation, and you probably have like, when you're swaying, even if you're just sitting in the
Yes.
yeah, okay.
I
And
do that a
that's
lot. Yes.
bilateral stimulation. And
Okay.
so that's something that like if you do that kind of thing mindfully,
Hmm.
you're stimulating and kind of massaging both sides of the brain. And that is a really good way to get a person back centered and
Yeah.
in their body.
Right. Right. That's the
So
part.
that's the
Yes.
part that's different, right? So
Right.
like when you're walking, you're in your body. You're like very human, right?
Right. Right.
Now, when you're in that kind of ether space, lying down place, where
Hmm.
you're kind of in and out of consciousness, I like to call that zero space, where it's like
Okay. That's
you have
good.
negative space, right? That's like really deep below. That's like
Hmm. Hmm.
super subconscious place. And then you have like the positive space that's like up here, right? But the zero space is somewhere in between. It's like kind of that neutral space. And
Hmm.
that is the place that is, in my opinion, the most powerful place of meditation. That's
Yes.
where we live in hypnosis too. That's where your mind and your body, but mostly your mind, is most suggestible.
Okay.
So you get into those states all of us do, several times a day. But the
Hmm.
most suggestible we are naturally is when we wake up in the morning, right in that like kind
Yeah.
of wake up phase, and then
Right.
right before that sleep phase, we're in that same place.
Hmm.
But then
Hmm.
if you're putting yourself there, Liz, like you're doing, right, in
Hmm.
meditation, that's also a highly suggestible space.
Right.
So, as we're going through this and I'm teaching you a little bit more about what you're going to do today, that those are going to be the times that you can make some serious forward movement, is when
Okay.
you're in those like zero places. Okay.
Right. 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 Okay.
Now, I wouldn't necessarily like unless you're on a hike, right? Unless you're on a
Hmm.
hike or like you really can zone out. For me personally, I can't really get into like a meditative zone out space when I'm walking in nature
Yeah.
or when I'm walking at all because I'm hyper vigilant. I've had a lot of attacks happen to me. So like when I'm out in the world, I don't feel like I can really get into it. But if someone
Right.
else can, you can
Hmm.
also do this in a walking space too, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like the most potent place is when you're solo and you know no one is coming in, nothing
Right.
is going to interrupt. So you got those headphones on and you are just in your zone. So
Hmm.
those are suggestible times. Those are
Okay.
going to be the times that you can perform self hypnosis.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, so all hypnosis is self hypnosis because you got to be open to it for it to even work, right?
True. That is very true.
But still, but like when you and I do it together today, you'll feel the difference between like, oh, this is someone else suggesting these things to me, and I'm
Yeah.
going to choose whether or not this works for me or not. I'm going to choose whether or not I'm going to allow these things to feel to create them in my body. But you're
Hmm.
always most suggestible to yourself,
Right.
always. Everyone is. Now we can be suggestive. We can be suggesting positive things to ourselves,
Hmm.
but we can also be suggesting negative things to ourselves.
Right. Right.
And the world can also be suggesting negative shit to us.
Oh my God. It's like, turn it off already. Stop.
Exactly. Exactly. And then suddenly you're like, why am like my whole body is now feeling a completely different way, right?
Yeah,
Like it,
yeah.
and it was like, ugh, what, like that. I wasn't asking for that, but now the whole system is like put off, right?
Hmm,
And
hmm.
it's just, it's extremely powerful. And and the reason why I like to share this with people is because we're being suggested to all day long,
Yeah, we
all
are.
day, every day. And
Hmm,
when we can be hypnotized only when
hmm.
we are consenting to it,
Yes.
and every time that we're feeling like, I feel like I'm being suggested to, and I'm not down with that,
Right,
we have tools now to be like, oh no, that's nope.
right, right.
And
Cut that off. Right.
exactly. And
Hmm,
so the way that I teach people to do this, and you're going to learn it and actually in hypnosis today, it
hmm,
will be inferred to you, right?
hmm,
And in
hmm.
hypnosis, where your subconscious mind will just pick it up,
Yeah.
pick up the inference. But I'm going to tell you right now, like consciously, the way to do it. Okay. So, one of the ways that you can really say, I'm willing and ready to be in hypnosis right now is by
Hmm,
just counting from 5
hmm.
all the way to 0.
Okay.
And at 0, saying the words deep sleep. You're not going to go to sleep. It's not like that. Just fall out in the store or something. No, you won't be sleeping. But you know what? Some of my clients actually use this to go to sleep. So, but you won't like, it's not like, a spell, right? But
Yeah, yeah. Hmm,
let's say, I'm going to give you a really funny example too. So on the opposite, the
hmm.
0, so that's to get you into hypnosis, to get you out of hypnosis, starting at 0 and counting up to 5. And then
Okay.
in your mind, just going, what I do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake.
Okay.
Just saying, wake up. You can
Right,
say
right.
whatever feels right for you, but just counting from 0 to 5 and commanding yourself to wake up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a person that I've worked with before, and
Hmm.
they are extremely suggestible. Like
Yeah.
it just in the world all the time. And this is what we work on in hypnosis, is to get them out of this like hyper suggestibility state.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
one day they went through the car wash, and they love the car wash. It's like their favorite thing ever. They're like, I love all the bubbles and all the things. And I'm like,
I do love a car wash too.
I
I'm not
do
gonna lie.
too. I do too. It's very cool in there, right? It's like a
Yeah.
whole different like vortex. But
Right.
so they go into the car wash, and look, marketing has been hypnotizing us since as far back as we can remember,
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So they go through the car wash, and there's a person right outside of the car wash as soon as they come out, and they're selling sneaker cleaner. And the guy's like, roll down your window. And the person rolls down their window, and they're like, what? And they're like, look, I got this sneaker cleaner. It's $35. And they're like, okay. This person's like, I don't even barely wear, I've never washed my sneakers in my whole entire life ever. Bought the freaking sneaker cleaner. And so they come into the session, they're like, Jesse, I bought this freaking sneaker cleaner after the car wash. I don't even know what the hell happened. And I'm like, okay, this is a perfect example. We
Hmm,
become overly stimulated,
hmm,
okay? And
hmm.
then we become hyper suggestible in those overstimulated moments,
That makes so much sense.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like the brain can only compete. It's like it can only hold but so much water. And
Right.
one little drop falls over the edge, right?
Hmm,
And that
hmm,
one little drop is
hmm.
is when we fall into hypnosis. So
Okay.
you
Okay.
can be overstimulated in a good way or overstimulated in a bad way, but
Right.
either
Right.
way, you're going to fall into hypnosis.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah. It's like,
Mhm.
it's super interesting when you start to kind of like pull this apart a little bit, because
Yeah.
we actually have more control than we might think.
Right. Right.
And even if you're neurospicy, right, and you get overstimulated very quickly or easily, this works for
Mm-hmm.
everybody all the time. And I have
Right.
seen actually for most of my neurodivergent people,
Mm-hmm.
tools
Mm-hmm.
really help ground them. Like
Mm-hmm.
majorly, they feel like much more like they can show up a lot better and
Yeah.
more mindfully,
Right.
especially the folks that are having a challenging time finishing projects.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Because
that's
then you start getting overstimulated with the work that you're like, okay, I'm doing laundry or whatever it is, I'm doing, and then you're like, oh shoot, now I feel a little burnt out
mm-hmm.
because
I
that's
need a nap.
I need a nap. And then after that nap, you're like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Oh, I only have like 85,000 tasks to finish, but whatever. Like,
Exactly, exactly.
yeah.
So, what I have been suggesting to people is that, I know it feels good to be in that flow state, and you're like, I'm writing,
Mhm.
and I don't want to stop because this feels so good, right?
Right.
But
Right.
then we become so overstimulated by that task, we
Right.
go into fight or flight, which
Yeah.
most likely we go into freeze mode.
Correct. And I feel like that's where I've been for a while now.
So some of these tiny little changes, these suggestions that I'm going to make to you might really help you.
Hmm.
And so are you neurospicy by chance?
Yes, I am undiagnosed. Well, I know for a fact I have ADHD. I'm on the spectrum just based on like things that I've researched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we definitely have the tism.
We live
But
there.
yeah.
Okay. Ditto. Same.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite tool for ADHD and hyper arousal, because that's
Hmm.
what we do is
Yeah.
we get hyper aroused by things that we're interested in,
Hmm.
right? Is actually, and this is going to be a challenging one, but it's going to be helpful if you
Hmm.
can try it. Setting an alarm, giving
Okay.
yourself, you're saying, oh God, this feels so good. Oh,
Yeah.
that hour is up.
Right.
To get up, I need to hydrate. I
Hmm.
don't even care if I'm thirsty. I need to go. I don't even care if my water bottle's already full. I'm going back to the fridge. I'm getting more water.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
sit on the toilet. I'm going to wash my hands.
Hmm.
I'm going to
Hmm.
look at myself in the mirror and I'm going to engage with myself in the mirror. I'm going to
Hmm.
call myself a badass. We're doing an hour worth of work. Then I'm going
Hmm.
to ask myself, is there anything else that I could do for the next 15 minutes that I need to do?
Right. Right.
Just for
Okay.
15 minutes, just for
Yeah.
15 minutes, or 5 minutes, or
Hmm.
1 minute. I don't even care.
Right.
Just changing your perspective
Hmm.
just for a moment,
Okay.
however long, right? But then not necessarily getting yourself hyperfixated there either.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have on my phone, it's constantly, I have to actually turn them off consciously because, like, if I'm doing this, right, then I'll turn
Hmm.
off my alarms. But I have two alarms on my phone all the time, one for 1 hour and one for 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'll do something for 1 hour, I'll take a
Hmm.
break for 15 minutes. If I want to go back to that task for another hour, I'll do that still.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
will go back there, but
Yeah.
I'm going to do it consciously because I'm choosing to.
Right. Right. And that's
Because
the difference.
right. We
Yeah.
don't want to become overly suggestible to ourselves or
Yeah.
anything. We want
Right.
to be
Right.
we want to be immune to hypnosis unless we are consenting to it.
That's really good because I've noticed even, like with binging things, right? Let's say, for example, like binging media.
Yep.
There are times when I feel myself like I'm just like, okay, I'm in this TV show, program, whatever. Then I have to like bring myself out of it. Or even like when I'm scrolling too much on the phone, like I know when I get to the point where it's like, hey, maybe you should just put the phone down, maybe you
Yep.
should, let's reset. Like,
Yes.
and there are moments where I won't listen to that because
Yes.
I'm just so like I'm in the thing, but it's like, yo, go to sleep. You're tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're overriding. You're
Right.
overriding some of those parts. And
Right.
some of this work, a lot of this work, you've already kind of put this together. You've used other words to put it together, but a lot of
Mm-hmm.
this work is inner child work or shadow work.
Right. Yep.
It's
Yep.
it's not, so I'm going to speak from my own space for a second. For
Mm-hmm.
me, when I would go into these onto these like rants, right, into these hyperfixed moments,
Mm-hmm.
I always was like, this is my ADHD. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna go with it, right? And that's such bullshit. Like we
Right.
have brilliant brains. Like
We
people
do.
who are neurospicy have beautiful,
Oh my
beautiful
goodness.
brains and beautiful minds. We
Yeah.
just need to know how to work them so that it's at highest capacity for us, you know?
Right.
And a
Right.
lot of neurospicy people have trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our symptoms, some
Mm-hmm.
of them actually are trauma, symptoms of trauma.
Yeah.
And
That
as
makes
I
sense.
started working through some of that childhood
Mm-hmm.
trauma and some of the trauma that I had, like, working up to my adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
some of those symptoms actually started to diminish.
Yeah.
And so, I think that we have a lot of capacity
Mm-hmm.
as we start to heal some of these things even more.
Right.
So for
Right.
me, it was that I grew up like in straight poverty, like
Mm-hmm.
flat out. And
Mm-hmm.
so I lived in hustle culture from the
Yeah.
moment I was born.
Right.
I
Right.
didn't know where we were going to live or sleep or be from day to day. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I had to start working as soon as I wasn't even a teenager when I was like helping my mom pay the bills, basically.
Right. Right.
And so for me, any restful moment felt like a panic state.
Correct.
Like I
I gotta be
can't.
doing something. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
so my binging or going into something and feeling like, even if it was just watching a TV show or whatever it was,
Yeah.
felt like I was doing something.
Right.
And everything else, like I wouldn't allow myself to pull away from some of those things because it was me kind of punishing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was me not really able to show up for myself. My body and my mind did not trust each other.
Right. Right.
And so for me, it's been building a loving bond with my physical body.
Yes.
And I think all women need to do that,
We do. We do.
especially women of color.
Yes. Yeah. Because we have a lot of it's like being a woman of color and then being on the spectrum mentally and then being on the spectrum sexually. And then there's like all these little different things. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, I just want to I know that my brain just works 1,000 miles a minute, but it's like being able to find a little bit of calm amongst the chaos, amongst the storm, or whatever the case is. It's it's something that I didn't know I needed to do. Well, I knew I needed to do it, but it's like, how you know a thing and then you avoid the work
Yes.
behind it.
Yeah.
And I recognized, once I realized that I had a self-esteem issue that was a little bit like deeper than just like, oh, I don't love this about my body. It was like, no, like, damn, the bodies of Black women and women of color have been taken from
Yes.
for generations. And a lot of us, now we are our living ancestors. So whatever they didn't process, guess
We got
what?
to
Winner,
do.
winner, chicken dinner.
That's exactly right. The chickens have come home to roost.
Like,
That's exactly right. It's our
yeah,
job now. It's the
right,
stuff that we carry. We carry it in our DNA, in our
right,
cells, in our skin cells, in our blood.
right.
We carry it, and it's not our fault, but it's our responsibility. So
That
that's
part.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
and so I'm amongst the mind of like it would not have been given to us if we couldn't do it.
That's the thing too. Like every time I was sitting down the other, well, I'm always like thinking about shit, but I was thinking about the things that I have survived and like because I'm dismantling my survivor identity.
Mhm.
And I'm just thinking like, damn, I've been through some things, but also I've survived.
Yes.
And it's like I keep getting blessed with survival. So it's just like I want to focus on the fact that this is a blessing
Yeah.
versus feeling like it's so
Like a curse.
Yeah, yeah, or like it's like burdensome somehow. It's like,
Burdensome. Yeah.
no, like you can handle it, sister. So
Yeah.
you
Exactly.
know,
And you can. And you
yeah.
can. And it's okay to have these moments of like pity. And it's
Yes.
okay to have these moments of feeling like, fuck, man, I'm the victim here. Like,
Yeah.
that's shitty. Moments, though. Moments.
Right. Right.
Little drop moment, little drop moment, little drop moment. It's okay to have these things because that part is also
Yeah.
important to be
Right.
acknowledged. It is. It's just all of the sum of our parts is the whole of the being that we are, right? And
Right.
so
Right.
like our core self or our capital S self or however your highest self is
Yeah.
made up of all of these parts.
Correct.
All of these parts need to be called home to us on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we'll do today is really I'm going to give you a good hypnosis that's just going to kind of call all of the parts back
Hmm.
and pave a nice road forward to see kind of where to open up some roads for you, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah, this is good. This is such good information that you're giving to me.
Hmm.
I want to know when you see your life beyond this. Let's pretend for a second. Let's
Hmm.
pretend that all the stuff is healed, right? Let's
Hmm.
pretend that the shadow work that needs to be done to propel you into the next phase, whatever the next phase is,
Hmm.
if we were to wash that away, not wash it away, but more like heal it. We've wrote,
Yeah.
it's done. Uh,
Hmm.
what does life look like then?
Life for me, it it's like it's more like I guess it's a look, but it's more like a feeling. Like it feels easy. It
Okay.
feels like I'm able to ride the waves of life and still hold on to myself and not feel like I have to start all over, or I don't want to keep feeling like there's something for me to heal. Like there's, you get to a point where it's just this is it, right? But life for me looks like being more confident in the things that I'm creating. As far as the words that I write, to stop feeling like I need to hide myself because I'm too big for the world, and it doesn't help that I'm like situated in a physically bigger body. It's like I just life for me, it looks like being an author and then not being afraid to talk about the work, and then also standing firmly in the work that I've done to get myself to that space, so then I could then be in community with other women who desire the same thing. Like at the end of the day, I'm doing this so that I can show women that there is another way to live, because essentially what I haven't seen is, like, I've seen people say they're survivors of domestic violence and I've
Hmm.
seen them thrive after the DV, but we don't get to see how somebody thrives through
Right.
it. How do they get to the point where they were in the situation, then they got out? What does life still look like? I want to show more of the in between.
The process.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to just stand firmly in what my process has been and not care about what somebody has thought about my process, just so that I can take what I've learned and then impart it on somebody else,
Hmm.
without being so goddamn triggered all the time.
Yeah, totally, totally. And so now, okay, let's say those triggers come, right?
Right.
Like, okay, here comes a trigger, and
Yeah.
boom, you're feeling it, right?
Hmm.
What if we could use the energy of the trigger, not the emotions, right? So the
Right.
force of it, just the sheer ooh, because a
Yeah.
trigger feels energetic, right?
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
It
Mhm.
does something to it. It activates, right?
Yeah,
And
it
so
does.
what if we could use that trigger activation and
Hmm.
then feel something else when we're triggered? What would that feeling be?
Well, that's good. That feeling would be I think that feeling would just be more trust in myself.
More trust.
Yeah, that because I recognize there's always going to be some type of stressor. There's always going to be some type of trigger, but it's like the feeling of like getting knocked,
Right.
So I think
Like
it's more,
knocked down.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so you wouldn't feel knocked down.
yeah. I would like to stop feeling so knocked down and more like maybe like I get like a little nudge, but then I can look at it and say like, okay, well I know where that is, but it's more for me. It would be more like a trusting in the knowing that okay, yes,
Hmm.
we were rattled a little bit, but we didn't fall down, and it would just be me trusting that I can get rattled and then still be sturdy.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah.
life is always gonna knock some shit out. You're just gonna knock some shit in and then knock some shit out.
Yeah.
So I just want to be able to
Yeah.
just like be okay with that and trust myself more that okay, this is just I think it's also more accepting just the cyclical nature of life.
Yes. Yeah.
Um
Where it's
yeah,
just the natural cycle that's happening. But that
right.
natural cycle will continue to happen and it's not going to tip me off my axis. It's just going to bring my attention to trust.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And it yeah, and it's that and then just also being able to like fully go through the cycles of grief and like not I guess it's more like the transmuting the grief and not just like letting the grief just keep sitting with me and sitting with me and sitting with me and sitting with me. Like grief has
Yeah.
been a teacher, but it's at some point grief is like, hey, like you already passed this test.
Yeah.
So, let's
Moving on.
yeah,
Yeah.
next class, this was
Class.
1.0, here's 2.0. Like let's
Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah.
Okay. And so now trust, if I know these are like strange questions, but they're important. Now trust, if
Mhm.
you, what does trust like feel like? Like maybe if there was like a fabric or a texture or a color to trust or whatever. I don't know. How would you describe feeling trust in your body?
Ooh, okay. So I can only equate it to a warm fuzzy. When I was in high school, I was a student facilitator for awareness weekends. It's just really funny how my life has just really manifested. But anyway, like the warm fuzzy, so it feels like a hug, but it feels like a hug like all of my inner selves, whether it's the young child, the older adolescent, the young adult, like it feels like they're embracing each other in a circle.
Mm,
And essentially I guess it feels like cashmere, like a cashmere kind of
mhm,
sweater vibe. It's very soft, it's very fluffy, it smells good.
mhm.
And trust feels like it's always accessible.
Yes.
Like it's always mine. I have it. I never run out of trust. Like
Mhm.
come from an abundant source of trust. Like that's how trust would feel like to me. I've had like little glimpses here and there, but that's what it would feel like overall.
Mhm. Okay.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
love this. Okay. Now, do you remember that little quiz that you took with the pie chart thing? Did you take that yet?
I don't think I took a quiz.
Oh, no, I don't think you did. No, I was going to give it to you while we were together. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to you.
Hmm.
And then, but before we do, it's just an assessment. There's no right or wrong way here. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
going to test your suggestibility, where you live on the spectrum of suggestibility. And so
Okay.
some of us are, I want you to take these words that I'm about to use and erase the meaning that we know behind them. Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So one is called physical suggestible.
Hmm.
Okay. One is
Hmm.
called emotional suggestible. And then
Hmm.
there's one in the middle called somnambulism. And I know that's a lot of
Oh,
syllables.
somnambulism.
Somnambulism.
What's
Yes. That's
that?
basically the bisexual of those two. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Or the non-binary. That's the middle. It's the middle part of like these two. Okay. It's like it
Okay.
encompasses all of those two things. All right.
Okay.
So now let's talk about the physical first. The physical
Hmm.
suggestible is very connected to the physical body. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
when a physical suggestible is hypnotized, they like very literal suggestions.
Yeah.
So it would sound something like, "Okay, Liz, we're going to the beach today when we do our hypnosis, and the waves are big, and the water is 98 degrees, and the
Hmm.
sun is shining at 102 degrees." I mean, it's like very logical and
Right.
very literal, not logical, more literal.
Literal.
More
Okay.
literal,
Okay.
okay?
Hmm.
And that the subconscious mind likes those types of like literal suggestions. The other thing about physical suggestibles is that they can create a physical feeling in their
Hmm.
body, like physically in their
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
If I asked you to make your arm light under hypnosis, you could make your arm light, period.
Right. Right.
Right? So
Right.
they're very, very connected to their body. This
Hmm.
doesn't mean better or worse, okay? But what it does mean is that physical suggestibles can sometimes be so suggestible to their physical body that
Hmm.
anything that they feel in their physical body, they take on as 100% truth,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. I've
So a
had moments like that.
feeling
Yeah.
can be like, that shit knocked me right down.
Hmm.
I had a feeling and I felt it in my body and it was so true and it was so strong. And so it doesn't, that's something that we need to know so
Right.
that be
Right.
aware of so that if and when it happens, we understand what's going on. Okay.
Right. Hmm.
So now swing all the way over to the other side. We have the emotional suggestible. And the
Hmm.
emotional suggestible likes to have things more inferred to them. They like to be more in control. Okay. So they like to, what the suggestion would sound like in hypnosis, it would be more like, "Okay, Liz, we're going now to the beach,
Hmm.
but maybe we're not going to the beach. We're going to go out someplace in nature.
Okay.
Anywhere in nature that you want to go. It could be the beach, it could be the forest. Whenever you
Yeah.
get there, let me know and then we'll move on." Okay, what's the temperature now?
Okay.
Okay,
No.
right?
Okay.
So it's more like the emotional suggestible is more in control of
Okay.
their experience,
Right. Right.
and they need to be that way. They
Hmm.
need to be like, "Oh, Jesse, no, you said the beach, but I'm not at the beach." "Okay, tell me where you are." "Okay,
Right.
we're gonna go
Right.
wherever you are," right?
Okay. Hmm.
So the emotional suggestible is not very connected to their body. So if I were to say to an emotional suggestible, "Make your arm light" in
Hmm.
hypnosis, they'd be like, "What the hell?"
But what?
Physically, they would not understand what that meant. In their
Yeah.
mind, though, they could
Hmm.
imagine it,
Right. Right.
but they wouldn't physically feel it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then we have the somnambulist who's in the center, and they
Hmm.
can go both ways.
Hmm. Hmm.
They're extremely suggestible in everyday life
Yeah.
all the time, and in under hypnosis, they can go either direction. It's
Okay.
important to know where the person lives because you're not just living there when you're under hypnosis. You're there all the time,
Yeah. That's true.
right? And so knowing this about yourself is important because then we can show up a little bit differently if need be in the world.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So you might think right off the bat that you know what you or that you have an idea, and you
Hmm.
might, and it
Hmm.
might be right on. But I was actually really surprised at my results. So, um, because we're not working with the conscious mind, we're working with the subconscious mind at this point,
Right.
right? So this is underneath the surface. So now this assessment is a nonverbal assessment. It's
Hmm.
very strange. So basically, you're just going to nod your head yes or shake your head no.
Okay.
If the answer is yes, then you just nod your head yes. If the answer is no, you just shake your head no. If you don't know, just give me a shrug. And if you don't hear me, you can say what, like repeat, right?
Yeah. Okay.
These questions are meant to be a little confusing,
Okay.
so I'm going to help you, right?
Hmm.
But they're not so confusing that you're not going to like be able to answer them. Okay.
Okay. So.
Let me just pull this up for a second, and then let's see. So it's 36 questions, and we're gonna go with whatever the most true is. And I say this because most people are like, is it the first thought? Is it the last thought? Is it like, is it like I don't know, but it's the most true.
They're both.
So that's what we're looking for. Can you tell me
Okay.
how old you are if you don't mind?
Sure, I'm 34.
34. Okay. All right. Let's see. And you are in New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Let's see. Okay. Let me find you again. Hang on. There we go.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you need to use the bathroom or anything?
No. Oh
Okay.
wait, that's not a question, right?
No.
Okay.
That's a fair question, by the way.
Oh, the shit was
No.
starting.
No, I'm okay. No, just are you comfortable for now?
Yes, yes, I'm
Okay.
good.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. After having an argument with someone, do you have the tendency to dwell on what you could have or should have said? Yeah. Okay. Wait, hang on a second. Let me make this small. Okay. Uh, okay. Do you feel this, the word here to listen for is comfortable, okay? Do you feel comfortable holding hands or hugging someone you're in a relationship with in front of other people? Okay. Do you generally feel that you see yourself less favorably than other people see you? Okay, perfect. In a new class or lecture situation, strangers, okay? Do you feel uncomfortable asking questions in front of the group? Okay. Do you feel that you're a good conversationalist? Okay. Have you ever walked in your sleep during your adult life? No? What about your child life? Don't know, maybe. Okay, all right. Do you feel that you are not relaxed or not loose in your body when faced with unfamiliar people? Oh, okay. Do you enjoy relating to children? Yeah. When someone talks to you about feeling physically warm, like I have a warm, cozy, fuzzy blanket around my body right now, would you begin to feel physically warm too?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Do you feel uneasy if someone you've just met looks you directly in the eyes when talking to you? No. Do you feel comfortable? That's the key word here. Comfortable when complimentary attention is drawn to your physical body or appearance? This is why we have to have yes or no, because we'll try to go into intellectualizing it. So we just got to choose the most true.
Okay, so can you repeat it one more time?
Okay, so I'm going to give you an example too. So, do you feel comfortable when complimentary attention is drawn to your physical body or appearance? So, if I walked into the room and I said, "Ooh, you look so cute today." Yes. Would you feel comfortable? Yeah. Okay. Okay. As a teenager, did you feel comfortable expressing your feelings to one or both of your parents? Most true. Yeah. Okay. Do you prefer reading nonfiction rather than fiction? Yeah. Do you find it easy to be comfortable in your body when faced with unfamiliar people?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you sometimes desire to be complimented for a job well done, but then when you're complimented, you feel a little embarrassed? Yeah. Okay. Do you tend to occasionally tune out when someone's talking to you because you're anxious to come up with your side? Yeah. In a group situation with people that you just met, would you feel uncomfortable drawing attention to yourself by starting a conversation? No. Okay. Have you ever awakened in the middle of the night and felt like you couldn't move your body or talk? Like sleep paralysis? Yeah. Okay. Do you have a tendency to look directly into a person's eyes or move closer to them when discussing an interesting subject? Yeah. Okay. If someone describes a very bitter taste, like medicine, would you have difficulty experiencing the physical feeling of it? No. Okay. Do you prefer reading fiction rather than nonfiction? No. Do you often have a fear or dread about not being able to carry on a conversation with a stranger? Sometimes. Okay, if you're in a relationship or very close to someone, do you find it difficult to verbalize your love for them? No. Okay. You're doing great. We're halfway through. As a child, did you feel more affected by your parents' tone of voice than what they actually said? Yeah. Okay. Do you feel that when you meet people, first time you've ever met them, do you feel that they're uncritical of your appearance?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that you learn better or comprehend better by seeing or reading rather than by hearing?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. If you were to imagine sucking on a sour, juicy yellow lemon, would your mouth water? Yeah. Okay. Do you feel self-conscious when attention is drawn to your physical body or appearance? Yeah. In a new class or lecture situation, would you feel comfortable asking questions in front of the whole group? Yeah. If you feel that you deserve to be complimented for something well done, would you feel comfortable if the compliment is given to you in front of other people? Yeah. Okay. If someone you're associated with talks about a fear that you've experienced before, so let's say you and I are in a conversation and you had something happen and I had something happen before, right? Would you feel that fearful feeling in your body as I was telling the story? Yeah, okay. In a group situation with people you've just met, would you feel comfortable drawing attention to yourself by starting a conversation? Yeah. Do you tend to feel a little awkward or self-conscious initiating touch, like holding hands or kissing with someone that you're in a relationship with?
No.
No. Okay. What about if it was in front of other people? Okay. Perfect. All right. Do you tend to occasionally tune out when someone's talking and then you don't hear what they said because your mind drifts to something unrelated? Yeah, okay. No judgment. We just got to know. Most of the time with the neurospicy people like me, they're like, duh. I'm like, okay. You know? Okay. If you had a choice, would you avoid being around children most of the time? No? Okay. When expressing your ideas, do you find it important to relate all the details leading up to that subject so that the other person can understand? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see where you are. I think I know. Yep. Okay. So you're at 59% physical and
Mhm.
41% emotional. Let me make you big again. Hold on. 50, I'm going to write this down for you.
Okay.
59% P. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense. First of all, I have to say that I love doing hypnosis on physical suggestibles. I love it. It's like one of my favorites because you all can really get into it, like
Yeah.
super into it, you know? But you're not a high fizz. You're kind of in the middle. So
Yeah.
and so you do live in somnambulism. So
Hmm.
you are a somnambulist physical.
Okay.
Okay, so what that
Yeah. Okay.
means, yeah, exactly, because you're still in the 50 percentile. If you,
Mhm.
when you get up to like 61 and above, that's when you're kind of like really fizz, but you're
Mhm.
you're in the mid high
Okay.
to mid fizz. Um,
Right.
so the somnambulist is highly suggestible, all the time suggestible, and you're also very highly suggestible to what your physical body feels. So it's going to be super important in your work
Mm-hmm.
as you work through everything that you're working through in
Mm-hmm.
life and in hypnosis
Mm-hmm.
to get back into the physical body
Right.
and bring as much goodness to the physical body as humanly possible.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that has been a lot of the work that I have been doing.
Yep.
Because, I recognize that my nervous system is not fully regulated.
Yep.
So I'm always like, just- and I have to be very intentional about coming.
Back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So now, when you're doing your own hypnosis, aka meditation, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want you, this is so this is, if this is the only thing that you remember out of all the things that we talked about today, this is the most important.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time you meditate, I need for you to go into a future template of you. Remember
Mm-hmm.
that miracle question I asked you earlier? When all this is healed,
Mm-hmm.
how does that feel? And you know what? You said it straight out. I said, what does that look like? You said, I don't know, girl. I don't know what it looks like, but I know what it feels like.
Right.
And you were flat out about that. I was like, I think she might be a fizz. And I
Yeah.
love, I love that. I love that because you know yourself,
Yeah.
And so I want you to go there every time you meditate. At the end of your meditation,
Mm-hmm.
picture when all this is said and done, this is how I feel. And
Right.
bring that feeling into your physical body.
Okay.
Let yourself literally feel the vibration of how joyful that feels.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
someone with trauma
Mm-hmm.
does not normally let this happen very easily because that mind is like, what happens when this gets taken away?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to work through that too. You know,
Yeah.
as much as we can touch
Mm-hmm.
that feeling, we will. And
Right.
the more you do that, the more
Mm-hmm.
you'll feel that.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
there's a part of your brain, this is me getting nerdy. It's called the reticular activating system. You don't need to know that, but I just find that fascinating. There's a part of your brain that's like a heat-seeking missile for evidence,
Mm-hmm.
but it only seeks evidence that it already knows.
Mm.
So it's very subjective.
Like,
It's like, how does that make any sense?
like
But
why?
that's just what it does.
Okay.
That's just what it does. So if we can simulate
Yeah.
that feeling, it will seek more of that feeling as if it's totally normal, like it's done it before.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
the brain doesn't actually know whether or not we've done something physically or not. If the system, the nervous system and the brain feels like it's already been done,
Mm-hmm.
then it has already been done. That's hot tip or like little like fun fact. That's what nightmares are about. And we'll
Mm-hmm.
have a nightmare so we can simulate something scary
Right.
so
Right.
that we're not as scared of it in our waking life,
That makes so much sense.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, the more you know, you
I
know.
know. I know. This
Shit.
subject is endlessly fascinating. I mean,
It
I could
really
talk to you
is.
for literally years and years and years, and we wouldn't even scratch the surface of it. But it's
Right.
so, so cool how we can wrap all this stuff up
Mm-hmm.
in a 15-minute little like zinger of a meditation. It's basically like so hypnosis, what it feels like, we're about to do it in a second. What hypnosis
Mm-hmm.
feels like is your own personal guided meditation.
Okay.
That's what it feels like.
Okay.
Now, you will be speaking to me and communicating with me while
Mm-hmm.
you're under hypnosis. And
Mm-hmm.
Liz, you're going to question if it's even working, okay? Because you're going to be like, I just feel totally normal and I just feel
Right.
a little relaxed and totally normal. And I'm talking to you, so how could this possibly be working, right?
Right.
And
Right. Right.
the world thinks hypnosis is like we're just like zombies and we're just gonna like but it's really not that way at all. It's very interactive and
Yeah.
very aware, like you're very hyper aware. In
Right.
fact, most people feel more aware in hypnosis than they do out of hypnosis.
That's really good. And that also makes a lot of sense because you saying how hypnosis is kind of like you going into meditative state.
Mhm.
I feel more aware when I am meditating and I feel like less attached to my thoughts and more like, okay, we have this like stream of consciousness going, like we're fine.
Yep.
Um and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited
I'm
because
very excited.
when it comes to hypnosis, like the besides the like the some of the research that I've done, but what we've been taught or what's been like pushed to us is like fucking I've always seen like a fucking white guy on stage and people coming on
Yeah.
up and when I
Clucking
snap
like a
my finger,
chicken. Yeah.
yeah.
It's so, ugh. Like I hate it. In fact, clinical hypnotherapists, we take a vow to, like, if we ever go on a cruise or something
Mhm,
and there's
mhm,
a stage hypnotist there, we take a vow to sit in the audience and de-hypnotize the people who have been unwillingly hypnotized.
y'all doing some work.
We're doing the Lord's work in a crazy way over here. I'm telling you. It's a whole thing because people don't realize how under a spell
Hmm.
we're all in, and the
Yeah.
government knows. They know. They've been using this forever, and so
Hmm.
have marketers. They've been doing
Hmm.
this forever. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, like we
No,
know
but
this is
yeah,
true.
yeah, you're right. You're
It's
right. They know. They that why do you think they like to distort it for
Yes,
us? You
exactly.
know?
And they like to make it very, very flat, like Vegas. Vegas,
Yeah.
I just think about Las Vegas every single time I'm talking. Like, you go to Vegas and you're like completely offline. You're like,
Hmm.
here's all my money, get me
Hmm.
all the booze for free, and let me
Hmm.
play all the slot machines. And
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't even smoke cigarettes, but give me one of those too. Like,
Yep. Hmm.
it's like it's just that overstimulation
Hmm.
is brings you right into hypnosis and makes you hyper
Right.
suggestible. So
Right.
then that's why all the shopping malls are the way that they are.
Hmm.
Smell,
Hmm.
lights. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a whole thing. But then when you become aware of these things,
Hmm.
you know, oh, this is happening to me. One, two, three, four, five, eyes
Yeah.
open, wide awake. I'm coming into the store because I need to go to the Apple store. I'm not trying to walk around and get an Annie Ann's and this and that and the other. I need to get my computer fixed. Boom.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I'm
Hmm.
here for, and I got a jet. And
Hmm.
so that's the difference too between hypnosis and meditation. Meditation is more like browsing into your psyche.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Hypnosis is more like I'm going into the store with my list.
Ooh, I like going in
It,
stores with lists. Okay.
yes, exactly. I'm going in with my list, and look,
Hmm.
when you're standing in the line and you have your list, that Snickers or whatever is still talking to you.
Hmm.
It still is, but you're like, I have a list and I'm on a
Hmm.
budget. That
Right.
Snickers, I see you. I see you, and I do
Right.
want you, but I'm not going to buy you today.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's hypnosis. It's like we're going into the psyche store, but we have a list and we're
That's
going to
good.
stick to our list.
That is so good. That's really good. Because I'm also thinking like when I go in the stores with a list and like I'll still add shit to my list. Or like I'll be shopping and I'll get the things on my list and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that, gonna get that. It's like, girl, but
Did you need that?
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was suggestible to that. Now, I'm not saying you can't pick up something else on your list, but choose it
Right. That's the part.
consciously.
Yeah, because there's like
Choose
mindless just yeah.
Exactly. Oh, I'm just going to do it because I want it. I'm going to do it because I want
Yeah.
it. And a
Yeah.
fizz is like that because you like being in your body. So that means you like all the good tastes, you like all the good
Hmm.
smells, you like, I don't know, are you like an astrology girly at all?
I like try to tap into it, but I it's so
It's
expansive.
too much. It's like in a freaking PhD. I don't understand half of it. But I do like the signs. Like I like to
Yeah.
know a little bit. Like Taurus
Hmm.
energy likes that cozy, yummy, homey. They like that energy. And that's
Yeah.
kind of fizz feeling too. Like that cozy. I like soft things. I like to taste things. I like to smell. I like to luxuriate.
Yes, yes.
That's a physical suggestible.
That
So
makes sense.
if
Yeah.
you're in the store and you're like, ooh, that looks yummy.
Hmm.
That's gonna
Hmm.
taste good later.
Every time.
Yep. It's gonna go in the basket, right? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but
Hmm.
we want to choose it. It just
Right.
needs to be our active, actual choice.
Correct. Yes. That's the difference. We're choosing it consciously. Right.
Exactly. That's the only
Right.
difference there. It doesn't mean that we can't do it, right? And
Right.
so that's basically just going into hypnosis. I don't even have to hypnotize you to
Hmm.
understand that. Going into hypnosis actually activates that part of the brain, the
Okay.
choosing part.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
excited for you.
Yeah, me too.
I am. The cool part, man, I'm not going to be able, because we're doing a spoken hypnosis.
Hmm.
I'm going to send this recording to you, but I don't want you to necessarily do this hypnosis again because
Okay.
it's spoken, and I don't want you to listen to yourself through this and then feel like I have to stick with that, like that
Right.
script forever, right?
Understood.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna give you like I have a couple of recordings on my website that you can do.
Okay.
And I think that you'll like a lot of them. But also I gain inspiration from these sessions that I'm doing and I make recordings that are like low key for you.
That's cool.
But then I put them on my website for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah, yeah, but that's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So when I make one of those, like, because I will one hundo make one coming from this for because this is my creative flow too.
Right, right, right.
I'm not a writer like you, but I do like to creatively write.
You're creative. Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
creative, and
Yeah.
that's this is kind of like how I'm like, ooh, I want to make a journey for this person, and then so I'll put it on the website, and then I'll message you and be like, I put a little thing on my website for you.
Thanks.
Exactly. No one else knows, but that one's for you. Um,
Right, right.
so it'll come through. And I want you to keep in touch with me too. Like I want you
Absolutely.
to, send me, do you have this, have you ever heard of the app Marco Polo?
No, I haven't.
It's like a video app. It's like a video text messaging app. And
Yeah.
you can basically like hit record and do a video and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing today, blah blah. I mean, like my friends and all of my clients send like Marco Polo back and forth to each other. It's not live. It doesn't have to be live, but sometimes it can be if we catch each other at the same time. But like
Right, right, right.
my friends will send me like a 45-minute Marco Polo when they're like going grocery shopping, be like, let me tell you what I did. And then this happened in my hypnosis session. And then this happened in my meditation today.
I
So
love
like if
this.
you want to keep in touch that way, you can totally, it's free. You
Absolutely.
can do that too, but I want to know, like I want to keep in touch and I want to know how this all goes down.
Yeah, because this is a part of your work,
It
you have
is.
to, because this would essentially be like we're doing an experiment right now. So you want to
Yes.
know, like, hey,
And also,
yeah,
this is another way that I feel like we're decolonizing healing because
yeah,
with every other like therapy session, it's
mhm.
like you don't have access to that person in between.
Right, that's
And I
true.
think that's fucking weird. Like
Yeah, yeah,
nothing is happening in that hour. Everything
yeah.
is happening in
Uh,
between that hour.
Correct, right. We're debriefing what happens between the sessions during the sessions. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. And so, but if
mhm.
you do that debriefing before this, a lot of it, that heavy lifting before the session, that session can be so full for the
Right,
other person.
right,
So
right.
all of my clients even have access like that in between because I have good boundaries and I'll
Yeah,
watch it when I can and I won't when
right,
I can't. That's that,
right, right.
you know?
That's how it goes. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Marco Polo. I haven't heard of that, but I'm definitely gonna
I'll
download
send you
it.
an invite when we, oh, actually, oh, wait, I think I can. I'll try to send you an invite maybe through email.
Okay.
And then you can get it that way.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
okay. So if this is the time, oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
He's
He
like,
just like he's just
I have a cat like that too that just loafs like that. Like she just lays there. She doesn't, she's like, doesn't care. Um,
no.
so we're gonna do hypnosis, but I want to see if you need to go to the bathroom first.
Yes, I'm gonna go to the
Yep.
bathroom.
Yep.
I know you're
Get
comfortable,
yourself.
sir, but get your ass up.
I know. He said, "Well, I'll come with you. You know he's going to want to come because that's what they all do."
He just always wants to be everywhere. Like he just doesn't care.
So perfect. Oh, Redman it's just perfect. Did you name him after the rapper Redman?
Yes. So he was a stray cat. Like he lived on the streets. I guess he had an owner at some point in time. But my some of my friends and his girlfriend, they used to feed him. They
Mhm.
called him Red Man because he was like always yelling like Red Man. So I was like, I'm keeping that name and I'm just gonna add something on because we're extra over here in these streets.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Red Man Reddington, and yeah, he's always yelling when he wants to eat.
Ginger. He's got red hair.
Yeah, he's a red cat. I mean, he's got more white on him, but he's a red cat. So
Hmm.
he's just like a floppy, just
Those gray
whatever, you
cats
know.
are so loving and trusting.
He's such a good
He
boy.
loves you so much. Oh my God.
I'm glad we worked it out because at some point I was looking to get him adopted because he just couldn't
Get,
stop marking the house up. Like,
yeah.
bro, it's just me and you in here. And then I'm like, oh, he's just hormonal.
Yep.
But we figured it out. So
Good.
okay,
Good.
I'm gonna. Can you? He's just.
He said, I don't know what you're doing, but this is what I'm doing.
He's like, I'm doing whatever you want to do. So okay. Or on
Okay.
Instagram. I'll be right back.
I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
Let's see. Resume. Okay. Turn this off. Okay. So you're going to get yourself cozy, cozy, cozy. Just like I mean, and you can even make, if you want your head to be supported, you can do that too.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I was gonna put my. Let me put my. I was gonna cut. Let me like put my scarf on so I can like.
Yeah.
Totally comfy. Okay. Let's get this together. Because I was gonna ask you, like, should I be? But I figured what I was thinking, we were on the same page. So
Yeah. I just get everybody to like make themselves as comfortable as possible, right?
right, right, right.
And because you're going to be talking to me, you won't fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want you to be as comfortable as you can be. Like
Right.
if that means you are gonna actually like, I mean, some people get out of hypnosis and they want to go straight to bed.
I'm not gonna be mad at that.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then I want you to be like set up and ready for you to be at least able to like lay down and rest, even if it's just for a little while.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
Grab this.
And if Mr. Kitty comes, Mr. Redman, it's totally fine. He's not gonna mess anything up.
Okay, he most definitely will be making another appearance
Oh,
because
for sure. For
what he
sure.
does.
Yeah. And we'll just work him in. Just let him find his way and let him lay down. So okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is like you don't have to look at me anymore. You can just listen. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to take some big, big, big deep breaths into the body. And the way that we like to breathe in hypnosis, you can use this breath anytime, by the way, is to breathe in for the count of 4 and hold for a beat at the top and then exhale for the count of 6. And each breath cycle, see if you can make those breaths even deeper than the one that you just did. So counting in, inhaling to the count of 4, and maybe holding just for a beat at the top, and then exhaling to the count of 6. And each of these breath cycles becoming more and more deep. So just taking some of these, maybe even like around 10 of these breaths in and out at your own pace, in your own time. There's no rush at all. And as you're breathing and counting, I'm going to also see if there's any color or any feeling, any texture, any image that comes to your mind that brings you calming or soothing, comfort, relaxation, any of that. You can have all of those suggestions, none of them, one of them. So, as an example, I'll share mine with you as I'm doing this kind of breathing. I always think of the color lavender and the smell lavender because that for me is very comforting and relaxing.
It's funny. I was thinking of like a light pink or like a soft pink.
Yes. Soft pink, light pink, bringing that kind of color just like to your mind's eye. Light pink.
Mhm.
That's kind of what you were describing. Like when I think of light pink, I feel like cashmere.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
luxury. So allowing that kind of like light pink, like cashmere, luxurious feeling, allowing that to come through with your breathing now, almost as if you could breathe that into your body. And you're not exhaling it out of your body. You're more exhaling it into your atmosphere so that it can like touch your skin. It's like you're using it and reusing it. And with each time you interact with it, it becomes more potent, like a well known essence. And as you're engaging with that, see if there's a sense of if you wanted to start someplace, if we were going to do a body scan, would you want to start at your toes or would you want to start at your head?
I feel like the first thought that came to mind was like the back of my neck. So I'd
Perfect.
say the head.
Okay, so let's even be more specific and start at the back of the neck. And just letting that feeling and that color and that texture, I don't know, maybe there's even a taste somehow associated with this. However many senses we can bring into this moment, bring that energy, that essence into the back of your neck and just see now where it travels. See maybe if it's traveling upward towards the face, or maybe it's traveling to the neck or down the spine. See how it's moving. And you can describe that or you can just experience it, whatever feels right for you.
It feels like it's moving down my spine. Um, going towards my like mid back, lower back.
Okay, so let's let it move and swirl and smooth down the spine, down the back. And maybe it'll even move down even further down the back body, like down into the lower back, maybe even into the hips, like the back of your body, down your thighs, the back of your thighs. Just letting it travel all the way down the back of your legs and even in the back of your knees, all the way down into your calves, your ankles. And maybe see if in your mind's eye, you can invite it or even move it to go into your feet. Almost as if you can kind of control it in a way. And if you can do that, move it into your feet. See if you can move it into your toes. And then maybe even up the front half of your foot. And your ankles. How does that feel?
Feel it going towards the bottom of my feet. It feels, I guess the only way I could describe it is it feels regular, like it's normal.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Um, I don't feel, um, like I feel very present
Yeah.
with how, um, I'm just letting things, just flow through my
Yep.
body. Hmm.
Perfect. You're in the right place at the right time. This is exactly as it's supposed to go. Very present with the feeling, and move it around. Do a little scan, like maybe allowing it to move, but
Hmm.
also being present with it. Like, hey, can you hang out here for a second? Like, let's say you have some tension that you'd like to give some love to.
Hmm.
So see what it's doing naturally, and also see how you are engaging with it, and just let it flow and smooth and go at its own pace. And as it's moving, the uh, the object here is really to make sure that that pink or that feeling touches every single part of your body.
Hmm. I
And
feel
you,
like little slight sensations here and there,
Mhm.
like right above my knee, my left knee. Feel some sensations in my right shoulder. Like, t- I don't want to say tingling in my hands, but I guess how would I describe them? Like, yeah, I guess I could say tingling, but not like a numb tingling.
Yeah, like activation.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yep.
that's more that's more accurate.
And activation in your hands.
Mhm.
See if you can intensify that activation in your hands somehow.
Feel like it starts from uh, it start it's like a pulse. Like it starts from, I guess the starting point is the back of my neck, and it goes like down both of my arms and like goes to my hands. Um, I guess as I'm feeling my heartbeat, when I really think about the sensation, like I feel it like flowing through my arms to the tips of my fingers.
And were you kind of able to intensify that a little bit when I asked you?
Yeah, I was able to I felt like the pulse is getting stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And I just want to take note about how powerful you are and how powerful that is to be able to do something like that. So just noting that as we're moving through this.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. Just take that on a little bit, however much you can. Yep. Okay. So now, as we're kind of going through this, right? Let
Mhm.
it move around and let it come like up into your heart, chest, neck, right? And then see if you can let it or even guide it to your face, your ears, your cheeks, your eyes, all the muscles, even your like scalp. See if you can invite it up there.
I do feel it in my chest now. It's like moving from mid chest up. Uh, kind of, I don't know, kind of went down a little bit. So it's like more, not belly area. Well, yeah, belly area, but more like uterus area.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But it feels like it's like kind of going from the uterus back up. It's like I can only describe it like almost like the mercury in a like a blood pressure,
Yeah, uh-huh. I know exactly what you're talking about.
you
How
know, and it's like coming up and down and up
bouncing.
and you
Yep.
know, yeah.
Hmm.
Um
Kind of like bouncing energy, kind of moving.
yeah, yeah. But it feels gentle. It doesn't feel harsh.
Hmm. Good. Not
Mhm,
erratic, just kind of letting it
mhm,
bounce. One of the images that I tend to use sometimes is kind of like bouncing on an ethereal um, trampoline.
that's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe even imagine something like that, just like, like boing, and there's a lot of lag time, lots of space in between. So fun, super gentle, but there's still always that kind of coming back to present, going
Hmm.
up and down. And so just let this energy do what it's going to do.
Hmm.
And it's going to continue working even when you're not present with it. This energy, this pink light energy, it might show up in other ways and other times. It might always be pink. It might change color. It might change texture, but
Hmm.
it's always going to be for you.
Yeah.
This energy is your kind of neutralizer, we'll say, some kind of ability to tap into this energy when the nervous system needs to be reset.
Hmm.
And the more you engage with this energy, the stronger it's going to become. And the more intimate you two will be with each other, where whatever that means, that deep kind of love, that deep knowing that only you can have with yourself.
Hmm.
And as we move through this whole entire journey together, that energy will be at work, at play in the physical body, and
Hmm.
it will be doing whatever it needs to do.
Yeah.
And that's that. And so it is.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And so now I'm going to count down from 5 to 0. And with each number that I count down, you can allow yourself to go even more relaxed. There's nothing you can do to hinder the process. You can just become more and more relaxed, more and more present with yourself. And when I say 0, we're going to allow the door to the imagination to just swing wide open.
Hmm.
And when that door swings wide open, you'll enter into a nature place of your own, whatever that might be. And
Okay.
it can change or it can just be, but no pressure and no rush. So now at 5, we're going to allow the head, neck, and shoulders to just completely relax at 5. And at 4, we're going to allow the shoulders, the chest, all the way down the arms, all the way down to the belly. 4 to totally relax. And at 3, the belly and the hips totally relax. And at 2, the hips all the way down to the knees totally, totally relax. And now at 1, from the knees all the way down to the feet, totally, totally relaxed. And now at 0, the full body can totally, totally relax now at deep sleep at 0. And when I say deep sleep, all that means is that with your permission and your permission only, the physical body can completely relax. Your mind can be totally present and you can just be totally here. And we open that door to the imagination now, to a beautiful natural place of your own. And that nature space is completely as you'd like it to be. And in this imaginary place, you can let anything happen occur naturally, but because it's this imagination space, you can also engage with it lucidly. If you want a flower to grow, you just make that flower grow. And at the same time, if something is just there naturally, you can just allow it to be there naturally. So just engage with it. Notice what you notice, see what you feel. Maybe there are things that you can see. Maybe there are things you can smell or hear. Maybe there's a texture. Maybe you can even feel the temperature in the air. But just explore and see what comes up. And you can share that with me if you'd like.
Um, like I'm by a brook. It's like a stream, but it's like a stream where I can hear the water rushing and it's like hitting the rocks. But it's gentle. Um, I don't know, I pulled like some kind of glass ball out of the water and I'm just holding it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the size of a basketball.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just sitting. I see trees. It is a sunny day, but the sun is not directly on me, but it is peeking through, like it's like a canopy. Um, and then just overall, my body just feels like I feel like just waves of relaxation. Um, I feel it's like I feel my weight, but I don't feel weighed down by it.
Like grounded.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel it's funny because I've felt this feeling before when I was a kid, and I still don't know how to fully describe it. But it's like, oh gosh, I wish I could just like open my brain and just have you take a seat in there and then you just see it. But it's like damn, I don't know. But how
Well,
I feel now, it's very familiar.
familiar. That's what I was going to
Yeah.
ask you.
Yeah.
So, but it feels familiar and it feels familiar to you. You know this feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now that's the only thing that matters. That familiar, like kid-like feeling that you felt before, right? Try to find a way now to send it into your body even more. Just send it. Or you can even amplify, like as if you're turning up the volume, whatever feels right.
It feels similar to those, it's like surges coming through. Um, I feel almost like I kind of feel like it almost feels like I'm encased in this, or maybe that's how my body really feels to me. It feels like I'm encased in this like soft, plushy kind of suit, but it's a very like the suit is round. Everything about the suit is it's round. It's like I have hands, but they're like mittens. Um, and there's no like definition between like my wrist and my arm. It's all everything is smooth. And then it just feels like again, it just feels very familiar, but I also feel I don't know, I kind of can feel my tongue more. Um, and it feels like it's like I just feel more of my mouth, and I guess because we're speaking, but um I just feel like I'm feeling more of how I'm speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got a slight little tinge of pain that just kind of shot from my left like collarbone area towards my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And then I did feel a little like press at the bottom of my left foot, like towards where our arch is, and now I feel it on the right side, but more towards lower side. Like, and now I'm just starting to feel more like little pokes here and there.
Mm-hmm. And those little pokes can sometimes just be attention seeking situations where some old things have stored. And
Hmm.
so that's why we call in that pink
Hmm.
and we just send that pink to those areas in any moments of discomfort and just send the pink. Because when the body shows up for healing and the mind shows up for healing, there are some things that have been stored in the body that we haven't released or let go of.
Yeah.
So we give the permission.
Hmm.
We give the permission for the pink light or the energy to just be with it in whatever way makes sense.
Because when we were first, when I was sending the light, getting it to my heart space, I was feeling some discomfort towards my right hip. And then it kind of shoots out towards the middle of my abdomen, towards the left side, and then a little bit towards, like, I guess my back area. Um, and then also just letting my body just kind of do what it needs to do, not like I'll get like moments like I feel like right now I have the urge to either scratch my face or just to move. Um so it's more like me just asking myself, hey, keep doing what you can to send the light. Um I think because I have experienced a lot of, discomfort, and I haven't fully moved the trauma out of my body that has manifested, wherever it has manifested. But sometimes when I feel discomfort, I want to remedy it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to sit with it to process it,
Mm-hmm.
and not try to rush the processing of it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
the slight things that I'm feeling, I'm just letting them just kind of come.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So as that process is happening,
mhm,
I don't want to minimize it, but I
mhm,
want to see if you can let some of that process just kind of happen in the
mhm,
background while your mind now brings the attention to that ball that you picked up out of the water.
mhm, mhm,
When you pick up that ball out of the water, I want you to engage with it now. Like maybe you're holding it or you can hold it again. And I want you to see or imagine that you could highlight this ball somehow, some way, as if you could put a spotlight on it and you could float like 360 degrees around it. Maybe you could blow it up real big or real small, but do what you have to do to really inspect this ball that you pulled, this glass ball that you pulled out of the water. And I
mhm.
want you to see if you can describe it to me a little bit more.
Yeah. So I guess you could call it's clear. Well, we know it's glass, but it's like it's not heavy like you would think like a crystal ball would be. It's moderately I guess I could say it's moderately weighted.
Mhm.
Um, the more I do visualize it, the lighter it does seem, and I can see the reflection of the water through it. I kind of can see myself, but I see more the outside world. So I see if I look straight through it, the water um, from the brook or stream. And then I do see myself in the middle of it as well. But then I also see the trees around me, and they're really tall trees. Um,
If this ball could have a mood, what would its mood be?
I think the mood would just be even, if that's even a mood. It just seems it's even, but then the ball's also curious. I think it's curious about, how it's being held, um, and then also what it's reflecting as well.
Mm-hmm. So it's putting off curious energy of like it's maybe curious about some of the trees, it's curious about the water.
Yeah, and then I also think it's curious about me and how I'm holding it, because I'm not just like I'm holding it, but then I'm also moving it around and kind of just letting it. I'm like turning the ball around in my hands.
Mm-hmm. So as this ball is becoming more and more curious about you,
Mhm.
let's see if you can, this is going to be a little weird, but we're going to go with it. See
Mhm.
if you can open up some way of communication with that ball. It might be even, it might be speaking communication. It might just be a feeling. It might be images, but see if the ball is willing to or able to communicate with you.
Okay. It's more communicating with touch. If I tap it with my index finger, it's like one of those, how do I describe that? It's like I touch it and then there's like some, like it gets highlighted and then it kind of fizzles away once I let it go.
Okay.
But every time I tap it, it comes and then it goes.
Okay. So, I want you to ask that ball if that tap
Hmm.
is is it what does it mean? Does it mean yes? Does it mean no? Does it mean does it have a message for you in some way?
Yeah, the tap is, some taps are, you're open, so it's okay. Other taps are keep tapping. Um, and then another tap is, just you're held. So you don't need to search to be held. You're held. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, proceed without feeling like you're lacking anything. It's like some of the taps are just giving me confirmation
Mm-hmm.
and, just letting me know that it is okay to be how I am. And, I'm not finished yet. That's pretty much like the overall theme of the taps, is that I'm not finished yet and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, as you're communicating, I want you to continue communicating with
Hmm.
this ball through this tap because it seems like you two really understand each other through this tapping system.
Yeah.
I want to see if you can ask this ball a couple of questions about what we talked about earlier about maybe being uncomfortable being perceived.
Hmm.
And just see what that ball has to say. Anything about being uncomfortable being perceived.
Yeah. It's mainly
Just stick with it. You're doing a great job.
Um, so it's less tapping now, more just me having my palm on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the light is still pink, and it's like essentially wherever I touch, that's where the light is.
Yeah.
And
Now, with this process, what's most important is for you to be present with it. And we're not going to talk now. You're just going to be present with this ball for a few moments. Let yourself acclimate to the messaging and let yourself have a good, deep, private moment with this ball. Let it give you some information in its own way, in its own time. And I want you to bring some challenges to this ball. Just like you did when you brought your very, very brave self to this call. Just taking your time here, really staying present with it. Feeling very free to answer or ask any questions that you'd like to ask to this very, very wise ball. Allowing these moments to be deep and private, just the way they need to be. And taking your time, but when you feel like you got what you need from this ball for now, you just let me know. You can nod your head yes, or you can say you're ready to move on, but take your time.
I'm ready.
Beautiful. Now, I want to see now if this ball can somehow, some way bounce you to a future template. And that future moment that you are in the future of your own life could just bounce you there somehow, some way, magically. And you're with it still. And in that future life where your books are written and they're out there, they're published, people are reading them, people are loving them, people are having an experience with them, their own experience. And maybe even some people are having an experience that might not be exactly what you thought it should be or could be. Maybe even some people are having an experience that, you'd rather not them have. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That pink light, that ball, you remain, because the point of all of this is the healing, the power that you are able to hold yourself regardless of what the outcome is. You're firmly rooted in your work. And the people who love your book and the people who are moved by that book, maybe other women who really needed that. They've been helped through understanding that process of healing, and just you being brave enough to share that Your words, each and every word, is helping heal someone or bringing them closer to their own healing journey. And anytime you might feel a little tinge or a trigger come up, rather, we've replaced that. Your ball, your pink light, and you yourself have suggest yourself right now, when I feel a trigger, allow that feeling of trust to wash over me. The trust in knowing that I am with myself and I am in the right place. And rather than feeling that trigger so charged and bright, I can turn down the volume of the pain and turn up the volume of the trust. Maybe I feel a little rattled, but I'm not knocked down. And you can allow that ball and you and your pink light and whatever else is there to bring that warm, fuzzy feeling of a hug. And even imagining now, Liz, too, all of the parts of you as if you're calling them all back. Imagining that you're calling all your parts back into that big circle. Every single part of you that has ever been and that ever will be, even in the future. Your ancestors, your wise self, your child self, your teenager self, and all the selves in between, making that same circle, just like your ball, the same shape, all in a circle, calling back in all your power. And this has always been available to you and always will be available to you. This is complete, abundant energy. It will never run out. It will never fade away. And you can even allow your ball to make a suggestion to you now. If it could suggest anything to you, what would it be? And you don't have to say this out loud. You can just listen, which you can if you want, whatever feels right. Just be with it.
Just saying, keep holding on. And when you asked for the ball to bounce me to a space, further in time, it's like the ball, I don't know if I became smaller, I don't know if I became smaller or if the ball became bigger, but I'm pretty much like wrapped around the ball, hands and feet just on it. And then the ball is just kind of just taking me from place to place. But the message is just keep holding on,
Mm-hmm.
and that I'm always with myself, even in the moments when I don't feel like myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I want you to ask the ball now, when I don't feel like myself, how can I call upon you?
It told me to sit my ass down.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much sit down and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, my inner voice could be a little bit unhinged from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I recognize that's a part of the neurospiciness. Um, but the voice just wants me to sit down sometimes and contemplate and not overthink.
Mm-hmm.
To essentially we just need to be more present and in our bodies, and the only way to do that sometimes is to quiet our own chatter, but to make more of a practice of quieting the chatter and not treating it like it's, a once in a blue kind of situation. It has to be daily and also multiple times a day. So
Mm-hmm.
just being more mindful of the things I do day to day and how I do them.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to ask if it is willing to be with you again, visit with you again.
The ball saying that it's always with me. Like it's never not with me. It's just up to me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And can you agree to remember?
Yes, I agree to remember.
Okay, very good. And so you agree to remember, and the ball is willing to receive that remembrance.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like the more I remember the ball, the easier it is to ebb and flow between my size and its size. Like I can go from holding it and moving around to my hand through my hands to kind of like hugging it, but like it's a full body hug.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want you to find some way, somehow, to take that ball and place it someplace either in or on your body so that it actually becomes one with you. Find a way.
It's almost as if my body opened up for me and I'm putting the ball like it's in the solar plexus area.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's below the heart, but it's like it's midpoint.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now you have it within and you don't have to hold on to it anymore because it's inside, right?
Right.
Okay, perfect. All right, now I want you to look around at the scene, and I
Mhm.
want you to send out a huge wave of gratitude to the brook, to the nature, to the sun, even to the air. Just thank you all for coming. Every single one of these visuals, all of these images came to show up for you, for your healing today. And you just send them off a really good bit of deep gratitude. And you let them send you some back for showing up.
Like me giving gratitude and saying thank you, it came back and it's like almost like it's saying thank you and you're welcome at the same time, but it was more like a wave that passed through my body to say thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you were able to really give and receive that, sounds like.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, in a moment, you're going to let all of these images fade, but not away. They fade inside, they
Right.
fade into you. So just allowing them to fade into you. And as if you could literally infuse them into each and every part of your body.
Mhm.
And now we'll infuse these deep into your feet at 1. And infusing all these images up your legs at 2. And at 3, infusing any and all of these images into your belly, that solar plexus area, the full belly. Up now at 4, into your heart, all the way down your arms, into your hands. And now at 5, into your full body, your mind, your face, your brain. And from 1 to 5, you're fully infused with this whole entire journey in this experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just now allowing yourself to acclimate back into your body, back into your room, back into the space that you're in, very gently, very slowly allowing yourself to come back. And then letting the eyes be the very last things to open back up. Just taking your time here.
Mm. Okay.
How do you feel?
Like I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, that's good. That's exactly right. I hope so. I'm not going to keep you on. I would love for you to be able to just drift right to sleep now. But that was hypnosis.
When you said five, it was like you just feel the waves.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
The more you use that tool from five to zero, zero to five,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
more you're going to be able to kind of control that energy.
Yeah. That was really good. And then it's also interesting that you use like the countdown and then the count up. Because I do this thing for myself. I don't even know. Well, I know how I started it, but it was one of those things where, I journal. Like journaling is one of the things that saves my life. And I'll do a countdown. So I'll do five things I learned today, four emotions I felt and where, three ways I honored myself, two things I can improve on, and before it was one chakra that I tapped into, but I changed it to one thing that I'm grateful for. So I can end it on gratitude. Yeah.
Look, I I have been doing this work a very long time, and
Mhm.
that type of thing is like, I don't know how or why, but it's just the metaphysical connection. It just,
Yeah.
that is, we have literally never spoken before.
No.
I love that so much. And we end the whole thing on gratitude and bring it back. I can't. I just can't. It's like, I know I do this work. I do it every single day. But
Right,
this
right.
happens and I'm just like, still.
Yes. And then it's like that collective consciousness, right? Like when you're on a particular journey and you're seeking certain things, the more that you align with what you're seeking. And for me, like the more I trust in the path of what I'm seeking, the more I get those like synchronicities
Yep.
that continue to come up.
Yep.
And even us being on this call now, I had a friend, she wanted to explore she was asking me, well, how do you feel about hypnotherapy? And mind you, this was before we even crossed each other's paths. Like we had this conversation sometime in the summer. And I was like, well, shit, I'm open. I'm very curious about all these different types of modalities. And I just think it's real interesting because she was supposed to have a session. Like she was a little bit weary about it.
Yeah.
But I told him like, listen, it's either you try it or you don't try it,
Right.
right? You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like there's no in between. But I think also the energy of the person that she was supposed to try it with didn't blend with her. She just
Yeah.
felt like the lady was like it just seemed like you know how you can tap into people's energy, right?
Yes.
But it just seemed like she was kind of doing the most, and then she was a white woman too, so like there was like some barriers there as well.
Yeah.
But it seemed like she was very like, oh my god, like I feel your energy, and I really wanted to do this, and it was giving more like it
Savior.
wasn't.
Wooey white
Yes,
savior.
thank you,
I
like
can't. Yes, I do know. I tried to steer, like, I live in California. So
I
That
could
shit is
imagine.
all around me in the
Yeah,
grossest fucking way. I can't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. Yes,
And
and that can, and that introduction too, that can just turn you off forever.
and I don't want to say it turned her off forever, but she didn't go through with the session because she just said she didn't feel it just didn't feel right. And I was like, well, you have to honor how you feel. If that's how you feel and it's strong,
Yep.
then just see it through. But then fast forward, the universe connected us together. And then, mind you, like I had already been open to it, but I hadn't, gone through another rabbit hole of seeing who practices it, who does what, where are they. But I don't even know why I'm saying all that, but I'm saying all that, I guess, to say that when you are willing, that does make a
It
difference,
does.
and I
Huge.
think, yeah, and the universe responds to that. And I think for me, this has helped me to be okay with how the universe responds to me, right? Like not being afraid of the bigness because the universe is huge.
It
The
is.
thing, like we're also huge. So being
Yeah,
able to see and feel it and then also be okay with the feeling of the bigness, but being cool about it, like, whatever. Like, I know I'm great. It's fine, It's
I
it's
know.
it's one of those things, but I just I feel very calm.
Yep.
And also I restarted my fast. So I restarted my fast today. So I'm fasting right now. I'm just doing water and herbal teas, but um I feel it's like I feel open, but then I also feel like it's like open, but then like more guided.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I
Exactly. More
understand.
focused.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of feeling like, oh, I'm just like,
Yep.
and we're just listen, but it's good because I know that the path has been open, but I feel more like, okay, we can take those steps to keep
Right.
moving and not feel like, yes, I want to do this much things, but for right now, we're going to keep it here and we're going to focus on one thing at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, I don't think that's that. I don't know if you can compute right now because of your hypnotic bliss blaze right now, but like that right there is a profound change from 2 hours ago when we first met. When we were like, oh yeah, I have 86 projects that I have unfinished. So, and you know what? You got a good tool because what it's saying to you is guess what, babe? Every time you go off and try to bounce off, bounce off, bounce off, hold on to me.
Yeah.
Hold on to me.
It's the holding on to me that um I've been learning how to hold on to me without holding on to the harmful parts of me, you know, um,
Mhm.
remaining in a state of remembrance so that there's a lot of good that I've done. And, sometimes with the world that we live in, it causes you to forget, and so yeah, yeah.
Those other parts, which I suspect were those little tings or tinges of discomfort,
Hmm.
those,
Yeah.
but did you feel how small they were in comparison to the other parts?
They were so small,
Right?
so small, like minuscule, like
Minuscule.
almost like it was like the snap crackle pop from a fucking Rice Krispie treat.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's there, but then it's gone.
Gone. And
Yeah.
that's what I suspect
Hmm.
was happening there. Some of those parts that we tend to intellectually hold on to, but
I do.
energetically, that's how small they are.
Right, right. And that's the shit there. Like how, because there's always a grander scheme of things. And sometimes I be so caught up in my own shit that I forget that I'm not the first in my bloodline to experience this. Like this is like it's just I am the apex, right? And sometimes I get caught up in the I don't even want to say the day to day. I get caught up in what the experiences have been thus far. And instead of focusing on the energy of the experience, like I'll focus on like the physicality of the
Right.
experience. And then that's what gets amplified because that's where your focus is.
And that aligns with your suggestibility being a physical.
Right. Right. Because it's always and that's something that I have really been paying more attention to because yes, I had an experience with a man that wasn't favorable, but it's less about the man and more about the energy. Like how was I vibrating to even attract that? I know some people say, "Oh, you're not, you don't necessarily attract what you are," but I'm just like, like attracts like. Based on what my experience has been, when if I don't operate out of full integrity, I attract people who don't operate out of full integrity.
That's exactly right. And look, I'm not ever trying to yuck anybody's yum. I'm never trying to be like a hater on anybody. And at the
Hmm.
same time, I'm like, we need to take responsibility for some of the things that we attract into our life. If we
Correct.
do not do that, then we stand in this victim mode where, oh my
Yeah.
God, that happened to me. We
Right.
have an active role in a lot of things that happen to us. Not
Yes.
everything, but a
Yes.
lot of things that happen to us,
Right.
especially chronic things,
Yeah.
prolonged things
Yeah.
that we continue to attract into our lives.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If
Right.
it's just one like thing off the side of the street, oops, that's one thing, right? But if
Right.
if it's something, a relationship that we stayed in for a long time, or multiple relationships that mirror each other, this is most likely the common denominator is one person, and that one person is this person.
Is it me? Am I the drama? Yeah, actually you are. Okay. Today
Exactly.
you are.
Yes, and we got to know it before
Yeah.
we you have to name it to tame it. Like you have to
Exactly.
know it. And
Exactly.
that's it, there's nothing, it's painful, but it's
Yeah.
better to know than not know.
Right. And I had like four different thoughts. Liz, focus. Where do you I was like, yeah, 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 yeah. And I started going. It's the all right, let's just find the last thought. It's the when you start to move through like the pain, right? Like the when you're doing the shadowy things or whatever, like the pain, the residual pain of whatever. Because the pain is, oh yes, that's what I was gonna say. Because you had mentioned like the repeat patterns, and that's one of the reasons why I had to like switch how I was doing my inner work, because I was experiencing repetition compulsion. And then like once I started to like, okay, like what's happening here, and because if I'm experiencing the same thing with different people, I was like, ding, 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 sister. You got to take a look at yourself because you do have a responsibility for your experience. I mean, no, you have a responsibility for your existence,
Yes.
no matter what it's been, right? And I don't blame myself for shit that's happened, but I do recognize that I ignored things, right? Or like my intuition was going off and I still was just like, oh no, it's fine. It's those little small energetic pulls that really do matter.
Yes.
And when you are moving out of why is this happening to me and you move into, okay, well, what is really happening? It's different, and like asking better questions and being able to dive into those parts of the mind, because I recognize that me not processing my pain is harder. No, no. Me not processing my pain is actually more costly,
Yes.
you
Right.
know?
Yes.
Even though not processing the pain might be easy,
Right.
it's more costly.
I always say it's simple. The answer is simple, but it's not
Yeah.
easy.
Right.
The
Right.
simple answer is to, well, yeah, look at it, right? But
Right.
it's not the easiest path,
Right.
but it's always going to lead you to the best answer. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
if the information, wherever
Mm-hmm.
the energy goes, wherever
Mm-hmm.
the energy is flowing, that's where the information is, even if
Exactly.
that energy feels like shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
You got to go there. You need to wherever the attention is because energy doesn't know good and bad. We're
No.
the ones that assign morality to
Correct.
energy, right?
Right.
But energy just goes wherever attention is going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just it's either positive or it's negative.
Right.
And once I started to look more at life through that lens, it helps, usher in more acceptance as well because it's like, okay, you weren't necessarily bad in this situation. You might not have been as informed, right?
Exactly.
And then there's also that with the pain and like allowing yourself to feel the pain and process it, I recognize that when I try to avoid it, it just amplifies it.
Yes.
So it's like you can try to it's like you're running from yourself, but you're running in circles. Like you're not going anywhere because you're running in circles around yourself. And I'm glad to have experienced this because it reminded me how important it is. Like I'm the type of person I need to slow down. Like I need my mind to decompress and I like the visual aspect of it because it gives you something to focus on
Yes.
versus just your thoughts running wild or like,
Right.
when
You're
I'm met
opening the vast door and you're like,
right,
whatever comes, I'm gonna see.
right. And not get and not and it's easier to once you get into the spot like okay you're visualizing it once you like find your sweet spot it's easier for like as you're guiding me through it's easier for me to okay stick with it like
Right.
and even if I'm like thinking about something else I'm still thinking about what's in the scene like I'm thinking
Exactly.
about oh the water like oh I see how it's glistening off that rock or
Yes.
it's like I see some
But you're
moss.
able to be in multiple places at the same time,
Right,
but
right.
still very, very focused on the work at hand.
Exactly. And that is the difference but also like I recognize I do have to like the only way to get better at a thing is to practice the thing,
Well, yeah, and that's the difference between hypnosis and meditation.
Right,
They
right.
feel very similar,
Yeah.
but hypnosis is focused
Right.
and meditation is vast.
It
And
is very fast. Yeah.
you can do this on your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more challenging. This is
Right.
why, this is my job, and I'm
Right.
trained to be like, oh, whoop,
Yep.
come back, come
Right.
back,
Right.
and also in a sweet, loving, and inclusive way,
Yeah.
because had I not been
Mm-hmm.
trained in the type of hypnosis that I was trained in, I would
Mm-hmm.
have never have brought you back to that ball.
Right.
And
Right.
that was the nut of the
Yeah.
whole entire hypnosis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
I had to let you go off and bring you back. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're,
Mm-hmm.
and boom, we got to come back to this thing. And
Mm-hmm.
that kind of, you might not, or someone else, I don't know, like an individual might not realize, oh, that's the nugget right there. It takes
Right.
a,
Right.
a seasoned person to be like, I see. And that was in passing. You're like,
Yeah.
I picked up this ball out the water.
Yeah, it was very much like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I knew, I
Mm-hmm.
just knew I was like, oh, because that typically does not happen until like the
Mm-hmm.
third or fourth session. And I was
Okay.
like, the hypnosis gods opened up for me today. I was like, okay, I was like, we're in, baby. She got her glass ball. I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was trying not to hype up too much when you said that. I was like, Most of this work is keeping myself straight and being
Right,
here
right.
in the moment. But I was like, okay, let's go back to the nut of
Yes.
this thing. And, it gave you, and now you have this like forever
Yeah.
and ever, and it's never going anywhere, ever.
And I love that so much because, like you said, from now, because I can speak from the lens of, yeah, I went through a session.
No, but it feels like eternity when you're in there.
Yeah, but it's like a good eternity, not like, oh my
Exactly.
God, I'm
No.
dreading this. Like it's like no, like, okay, I'm sitting inside myself,
Yes, it's
you
a
know?
communion. It's
Yes,
it's like a
yes,
loving communion that
yes.
never ever it's like it's always been and it will never be apart and never has been apart. It's like it really does. It's the energy of infinity.
Yeah. And this is that the energy of infinity is just so, so good. Because I've been through different types of well, not really different types of programs, but I've gone through a program for my personal spiritual development and working with my mentors. We talk a lot about chakras and energy and light. So like I was privy to certain things. Like we've done guided meditations before, but not like this, in the sense
Right,
of it's just like, okay, we're bringing you back to a particular, like you said, the nugget. Like the
right.
crystal ball was the nugget, and it's this kind of just amplified, because a lot of the stuff that we have spoken about is like imagining light coming through your body.
Yeah.
And in order for me to get to that point, like I would have to, like, okay, get into the
Yeah.
hypnotic state.
Yeah.
Yes, get into like a
Yeah.
hypnotic state to then be able to be like, okay, we can now call this light into us. It's like I had a sandwich and my sandwich was open faced. And now we
Hmm.
love a good open faced sandwich, don't get me
Yes.
wrong. But I wanted something I could hold in my hands like this.
Yes.
And it's like I had all these ingredients, and like going through this process, it kind of just gave me the other piece of the bread and just put it
Yep.
on top. And now I can hold it.
Yep.
And like now I can kind of cycle through these different layers of my sandwich, because now it's like, okay, well, I can hold this thing now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to know what your suggestibility is. I give that quiz to
Yeah.
everyone
Hmm.
because I need to then give you this information the way that your subconscious takes it.
Correct.
And
Yes.
no meditation can do that. Only a trained individual can do
Right.
that. And
Right.
like now we did it once. Now you'll
Hmm.
have it forever. And
Hmm.
that's why hypnosis is so incredibly profoundly changing for people
Yeah.
because you don't necessarily have to do this every week or forever.
Right. Right.
You could maybe just get one session done and have this complete and utter opening and
Yeah.
then ride off of that for a very long time.
Right. Right.
And that's the difference between that's why like hypnosis in my opinion is more accessible
Yeah.
as a mental health modality because if you are going to pay for something, you pay for it less times than going to therapy for over years and years and years and years. This is
Right.
almost like 10 years of therapy in one session, being able to like
Yeah.
pull it all together and
Right.
then now
Right.
you can move through it.
Yeah, because it's like this helped connect dots. Like there were dots that were connected. Like let's say for example, there's like a group of dots over here, a
Hmm?
group of dots over here, and then now I'm like just seeing like, oh, these are the threads between them, and this is how I can put it together and take it, pull it apart, and put it back together again. And um, this was really, it was very informative because, and then I'm also really glad that it just so happened that I was fasting,
Yeah.
and I feel more, I guess obviously, you're more open, but it's one of those things where I feel like I can process this better because I was intentionally fasting to receive.
Yep, you were completely clear,
Yeah, yeah.
completely clear and ready to receive, and
Right.
you were empty to receive.
Right, because that's one of the purposes of me doing, well, I do different types of fasts, but this one in particular, I'm seeking to remain in my body. I'm
Yeah,
seeking to take control of my body and not be so like affected by other people and like people I don't even talk to. It's like,
suggestible.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She's suggestible as fuck.
She's a that's it. And now look, every time you're gonna know. 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. Nope, nope,
yeah.
nope.
No, seriously, because the way that I have been, even up until this afternoon, and I had a conversation, it's just like I felt myself like moving away from certain things, but I also felt myself like, the shadow shit comes up, whether it be like old relationships that not even old relationships, but like dying relationships, and getting confirmation that they're dead.
Yep,
But then still feeling a way that there's like a dying off.
yep,
Which is why I've been doing a lot of grief work because I recognize that life is a grief journey.
yeah.
And
Well, dead ass in the middle of your 30s is like it's a rough go, my friend. It's it's hard. It's hard. I'm surpassed my 30s. Thank God for that because I'm telling you, that was a whole nightmare and it was like a fever dream for 10 years. It's hard to be in your 30s. It's really, really, really hard. It is.
yeah, and then it's like how I'm in my 30s, it's like for the almost the last half, like a good chunk of the later half of my 20s was spent in a relationship with some man who just was,
Yep.
and then coming out of that, getting, slowly coming out of my 20s, going into my 30s. And it's just like, I want to say maybe within the past, not even 2 years, like I finally feel shit. I would say more within the past few months or so. Like I feel like I'm now wanting to live my life.
Yes. Yes, and you're clear. It's when we clear out all we're shedding a lot because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell
Yeah.
you, you cannot enter into your 40s gracefully with that fucking baggage. It will not.
No.
The 40s will literally it'll knock the thing out. The day I turned 40, I did not this has never happened to me before. I was like, "Oh, thank God I did all of that work in my 30s because there's no more
Yeah.
capacity for it. Your 40s won't they don't take it anymore. They're like, "I'm sorry,
Yeah.
no." And it's not nice about it.
Right. No, and that's real shit too, because I have said to myself, I'm like, there's no way that I'm 34 now. There's no way I can go. If I'm 44 and I'm still like this, I need somebody to come shake the shit out of me because clearly a bitch is not
You
awake.
won't be. Trust me. Trust me. You are in the exact you are setting yourself up for success. I promise you. You are doing all the hard shit now and 40 is blissful when you do this now.
No,
It
and I'm looking forward. Like I look forward to getting older. Like when I hear
yes.
people say, "Oh, I don't want to get old," I'm like, "Fuck you." I'm looking forward to getting old. Like
It's yes.
there's a freedom that comes with every year that you're here, and
Yes.
I want to keep leaning into the freedom
Yes.
so I can stop feeling like I'm shackled to these shadows and these identities
Right.
because I know for where I need to go, or no, not even where I need to go, where I am going, like all this, like this mucking of the water, like we got to continue to unmuck and
Yep.
unmask and then integrate. um I think a part of me felt like a lot of the grief that I was feeling in my body was because I felt like I was letting go of parts of myself that I didn't know very well.
Mhm.
But it's like, just because you're familiar with this particular behavior, that doesn't mean that's not all because
Right.
you have to unlearn it and then,
Yep.
put in a new thing. Um,
And that what you just said is the crux of hypnosis is
yeah,
is unlearning or is releasing something or looking at it and
yeah,
replacing it with something else.
Right.
So
Right.
that's all we're doing all the time in
Right.
hypnosis is seeing something, replacing it, and just giving the self the option to do something else. So
Yeah, that's
for
good.
us, for our work, what you and I just did,
Hmm.
and it was so subtle that you
Hmm.
may or may not even remember it, but it's right at the end, right when we've done kind of like the work, like, okay, we've
Hmm.
done some discovery work.
Yeah.
Then at the end, we do some settling in work, this integration work.
Right.
And then
Right.
it's at the end, it's like, all right, now suggest to yourself, you
Yeah.
suggest to yourself, now every time I'm rattled or triggered,
Hmm.
that feeling will come over me. I'll be aware of it. And I'm not releasing this. I'm not removing this. I'm
Right.
noticing this
Right.
and amplifying trust.
Yes.
Noticing a trigger, amplifying trust.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, it is so, I could say that to you in
Hmm.
words all day, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But when you're in that state and
Yeah.
you actually feel that happening,
Hmm.
that's when the real big change happens. And that's the magic
Yeah.
of being in that liminal space.
Right. Right. Because essentially, this is like a tool of remembrance, right? Like you're just you. I'm the type of person, I'm very forgetful, and it doesn't help that, I got the Shirley Tism or whatever because it's just like, oh, yeah. But I don't want to keep going through my life like,
Yep.
like I want to have
Yep.
like the whimsy and the joy,
Yep.
but I want that with a lot of groundedness. Like I want that to
But
be,
that was that feeling, that kid
yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, yes, yes,
And you said, I
yes,
think this is my normal self.
yes.
You literally, when you go back and watch this, you're going to be
Mhm.
like you are going to be like, did God literally come down and put me in God mode? Because
Yeah.
you were like in your own sermon. You were, I swear to God, I was like, I cannot wait for her to go back and listen to this because you're going to get so much out of going back and listening to this, listening to
Yes.
yourself while you were in hypnosis. I mean, it was like profound. Seriously.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate I received that. I received that.
I am happy for you. I'm proud of you to see another woman doing their thing and just like going after it. This was really
Yeah.
brave of you to meet somebody off the fucking internet that you've never.
Shit, this is like not the riskiest thing I have done, so fuck it.
I
I'm
know,
like,
Same. Like I was like, look, it's gonna be okay, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
like,
I know that when I put it out there, whoever receives it in and follows through with it is gonna be, it's like three people out of the ethers, and I'm like so
right.
excited to be able to connect with somebody from so far away. But this was profound and moving for me and for you, and I just think like I feel like I made a little friend from across the United States.
You did.
You come to California, come visit me. I would love that.
Yes, we love Cali.
Oh my God, it's a magical place, and I also really do miss seasons. So I'm just putting it
Oh,
out
oh
there.
yeah, that's true. That's true too. Wait, so okay, so where are you in Cali?
I live in Long Beach.
Did we go to Long Beach? Where did we go? Where the fuck was I? Were
Did
we
you were you in Southern California or Northern California?
I think we were Southern
Was
California.
it sunny?
Yes, it was sunny.
Then you were in Southern California, period.
Okay, yeah, it was Southern. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, we weren't too far from Malibu and like
Okay, yeah.
those places there.
So I don't, that's not, it's like, it's not that far miles wise. It's probably about 30 miles from me, but
Okay, okay.
it's not super far.
Yeah.
I live like Long Beach is basically like it's like the hood by the sea. But I'm not like
Yeah.
it's
Because
not, I mean,
when you said Long Beach, I was thinking like like NWA. Like I was thinking of like all these like all the rappers and stuff like
100%. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is like
yeah.
this is where he's from. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, but it's actually one of the oldest cities in it's got a rich history, but it's one of the it's probably if I living in Southern California, I won't leave Long Beach because it's very diverse. It's a
Yeah.
city. It's very cool here. There's I mean, most of my neighbors are like, I have one white neighbor, one, and it's like,
That's like,
it's
yeah.
blissful. It's blissful.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I love living here. But yeah, I mean, I'm originally from the East Coast. So
Okay.
my mother and father were born and raised in New York City. Um,
Also, that okay, yeah,
yeah.
and this is like if you're talking about seasons, they.
Oh yeah. No, and I lived my whole life on the East Coast. My
Hmm.
like I said, my whole family's from New York City, so I spent
Hmm.
a lot of time, most of my time in New York, and then my mom moved to Virginia. So we went back and forth
Also, okay, yep.
to Virginia Beach, to New York every, like,
Hmm.
all the holidays. I spent
Hmm.
every single summer there. So my roots are on the East Coast.
Right.
But I'm weird. I'm very strange. I'm eccentric, and
It's
I was
okay.
too weird for the East Coast, and I fit in perfectly over here, you know?
That is how I feel like living in New York. I feel like I'm conforming to New York. Like I
That's
feel like,
exactly how I felt.
yeah, yeah, and I'm just like, but I'm not like that, like,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I see you as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned.
Ditto. Well, if you ever come back, I kid you not. I mean, there's space for you, and it's a very fucking cool town. It's a cool
I
place to
love
be.
that. Yeah, I do. I definitely do want to go back to Cali. Just because, first of all, it's such a big ass state. It's
It's
so
huge.
huge.
You can't get through the whole entire state of California in a day. Like, you can't.
No, not at all.
It's huge.
But I do want to go back because I did love the energy of Cali. Um, it was a good vibe,
It's
especially
good
like based
vibes.
on how I am. I was just like, yeah, we're coming back.
You would fit in here, like, you would be seamless. You would fit
Yes,
right into this
yes,
whole, you would love it. You would love it, love it, love it. It would be so good for you, I think. And
yeah,
you know what? It's nice to have friends from different coasts. And
I agree.
once you write your little books and you get them all published, you come out here, we're gonna do a little book signing, and I'm gonna be like, can I get your signature?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna be right
I'm
there.
excited.
I can't wait
Yes.
to read your books. I cannot wait. It's gonna be
Thank you.
wonderful.
They're coming. They're coming.
I am so happy that we connected. And for
Yeah.
tonight, get yourself your little journal out, write your
Yes.
stuff down, write all the things that you want to remember, and then just, like, phew, go to sleep. No big deal. You,
Yeah.
if you never think about this again, I know you
Hmm.
will, but if you never
Yeah.
do,
Right.
it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's
This is
there.
good.
It's
Hmm.
implanted. It's there. There's
Hmm.
nothing else that you need to do. And, in a couple weeks, I'll check back in with you, see kind
Hmm.
of how you are, how you're feeling. I'll get your little testimonial and
Yes.
get your
Yes.
picture and all of that. But you just settle into this. And
Yes.
I can't wait to see how, like, what unfolds the next couple weeks, because that's when all
Thank
the stuff really
you.
starts happening.
Oh hell yeah! And we're at the end of a
This
year,
is
so
like, yeah,
like
it's kind of perfect.
it's so good because I'm not gonna lie, there's some shit that I have to put together for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just, when you're doing shit for the first time, it's
Yep.
scary. It's just scary, but it's like you're scared because you've never done it before. It's not necessary. Like people have done it. Like people, there's authors out here,
Yeah.
and I have to be reminded, like, okay, Toni Morrison exists, Maya Angelou exists. Like there are
Yes.
people who have done the things. Like you're
Yes.
not, you know. But it's also because I'm like in this weird space because I call it I'm fun employed. So I'm just like letting my low key, I'm looking at my savings just continue to dwindle. But I'm at the point now where whatever I have now, like it has to be invested into
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
Right. Like it has to be, okay, our next big venture has to be to complete our book because we need to move into sales. Like we
Yep.
cannot keep not making money,
Yep.
right? Like so
Yep.
that's where we're at. So I'm looking forward to what comes next. You probably hear me talk about this on TikTok.
Ooh, yes. I can't
Um,
wait. Tag me. I want to hear all about it. I watch
oh
it.
hell yeah,
I love
because
it.
it's one of those things where that's a part of the community building too.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Well, my friend, thank you for this time that you spent with me today. Please
Yes,
keep in touch.
likewise.
I'm gonna send you that app. I'm gonna send you the Marco Polo invitation through
Okay.
email.
Yes,
And then
please.
it's gonna try to make you pay. But it's not. It's free.
Okay.
Okay, it'll just
Okay.
try to. But it's sneaky like that. It'll be like, oh, pay for this $20 a year thing, but it is
They
free.
always try to do it. Yep,
I
yep.
know, always.
Hmm.
So I'll send that to you, and then keep in touch however you want. But
Yeah,
I'm so
perfect.
excited to see how this unfolds for you.
Yes, thank you so much. And
You're
I'm glad you're
welcome.
feeling better too.
Thank you. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too. I was like, I need to make sure that I show up like exactly as is, like how I
Yes.
normally would, but I was not
Yeah.
this version of myself. So thank you
Right.
for your flexibility.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Mwah. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too. Good night.
Bye.